Tactical Breach Wizards. It's probably my favorite game of this year, even if it came out last year. I honestly believe this game should have won Game of the Year award had more people played it. It's, oh my god, this review, I'm so excited for this because I finished the game and I'm gonna upload the Let's Play because you guys deserve, and I want more people to play this game. It's just an incredible game. Incredible. Let's get right into it. What is Tactical Breach Wizards? It's a turn-based game, right? It's a turn-based strategy, tactics game, whatever you want to call it. And basically, you're in control of a team who is basically, as the name says it, they're wizards. In this world, you have magic and modern technology combined, but that basically means that armies are consistent of wizards also. So, you're in control of this team, and basically there's somebody you have to stop. I'm not going to spoil anything else just because the story is so good. Like, it's really good. Probably one of my favorite stories ever. This story is so well written. It has a lot of good twists that honestly you do not think are there, right? There's just a lot of good points in the story, right? One of your team members, like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but one of your team members is not who he seems, right? And it's not what you think. It's not double agent. No. You just, I can't spoil it. I want to tell you, but no, I'm not going to say anything. It's just, the story is fantastic, right? Basically, Zan is one of the characters you could see in the gameplay. It's the guy with the machine gun. He, at the start of the game, I'm not spoiling anything here because this is literally the first mission, but he was part of a special forces team. It goes south. His partner is captured. He has the ability as a wizard to see into the future 1 second, but because it's special forces, that 1 second is actually very powerful because he's able to see and go back. You know, he's able to see it. He's able to rewind per se and be able to actually, you know, counter attack whatever the enemy's going to do. So very powerful. And his partner in this special forces team is Liz Kennedy. She is a chronomancer. Basically, she has speed force. She is really fast. She's a speedster. So you have a speedster and you got a guy who could see into the future for 1 second. Kind of a broken ability together. But basically, the mission goes south, and after that, shit hits the fan. Actually, no. After that, basically years later, it's all quiet, and then shit starts to hit the fan. I'm not going to say anything else just because I don't want to spoil it, but that's the gist of the story, right? Zan, you know, she gets captured. Zan is dishonorably discharged from his team. After that, he's just laying low, not doing much. And some things happen. He has to get a new team together, and you have a new partner, and the team starts to grow from there. I'm not going to spoil anything else just because that's it. That's the whole gist of it, right? You guys could kind of see where the story's going, but trust me, all the twists as to how you get to that main point, it's not how you think, right? It's not how you think. It's fantastic. The story is really good, right? There's so much story in here that personally it really resonates with the player in terms that since you're introduced to 5 characters, each character is different. Each one of them has different weaknesses and different traumas that they're trying to, you know, overcome, that you could connect to them. You can't connect to all of them because some of them you're like, I don't really like this person, or is like this person's style in gameplay wise is not for me. Completely understandable, but trust me, you will fall in love with at least 2 of the 5 characters. It's just incredible. It truly is incredible. All right, and let's get into the gameplay. Because you have this ability of foresight, you know, be able to see events 1 second to the future and be able to rewind and, you know, change your tactics accordingly. Gameplay is always fun. You know, you could try different tactics during your whole, like, the round or the level that you're in. You could try many different styles of. There's not one correct way to solve each level. That's the best way to explain it. There's literally hundreds of different ways, and how you upgrade each character, because after each mission you get XP and you're able to upgrade their abilities that each of them have. Each character has different abilities, very unique to each other, so no two characters feel alike. But you know, as you're leveling them up, as you're getting more XP and stuff, your style changes. You know, how you solve, how you're solving the levels does in fact change, because again, each ability that you get plays very differently. They complement each other very well, but the combinations that you could do are just, you know, your imagination is the limit, right? Imagination is literally your limit. So it's just incredible. You know, the perk system is probably the weakest point in here. I wish we could get more XP, but you could always replay the game and, you know, you'll keep your same levels and stuff, and, you know, you'll be able to, you know, make them more powerful, do a new run of the game with all your abilities. Might be really fun. You're just a powerhouse at that point. But the first time you're playing it, I do wish they would have given us just a little bit more of, you know, XP, just because I feel I could have done something differently at one point in the game. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, gameplay wise, because you have this ability and because each character plays very differently, you have 5 characters, each one of them plays very differently, you're able to solve each level in different ways, right? And sometimes, depending on the level, you might be paired up with only 2 of them. Like if you've seen the gameplay, like they're pairing off differently because they're doing different objectives at the same time, and they're gonna regroup, and then you have control of all your characters. But maybe at one of the starts you have Banks, which is another character you're gonna meet here, and you're with Zan, right? So your tactics change very differently when you're with Banks and Zan, compared to when Jean, who is another character that you see in the gameplay, comes into the mix, right? So with Banks and Zan, you're gonna be playing it very differently in comparison to, you know, if you were teamed up with Jean and Banks, right? Very differently. And it's even more different if it was Jean and Zan, right? So each combination is just completely different. It never feels like you're using the same character. Each character is completely different, right? So it's just I just can't get over it. It's like how many times I was stuck in a level, and it's because I was thinking within the box, right? This game really forces you to think outside of the box, and it's just so good. So good. I'm not gonna lie, I played it on hard. You know me, I always play every game on hard if possible. And there were moments I got stuck on some levels for maybe 30 minutes, and it wasn't because the game was being super difficult. It was because I was just so unwilling to think outside the box. The moment I literally just relax, and I'm like, okay, what if I do, you know, in my head I'm thinking, what if I do this crazy thing? What if I attack my teammate? And then, you know, this and this and this and this. It just works out perfectly, you know? The game really wants you to try different tactics, and it excels in that. It really does excel in that, you know? And each character, you have to work with what they're given, right? There are moments where you're like, I wish I had more movement, or I wish I had more abilities. And I think that would have made the game cheap. But because of how it's limit, one action per turn, and one movement, one action, with this and that, or once per encounter abilities, the game feels incredible. It was never stale. None of the levels felt that they were reused from previous levels. Each level, each scenario that you encountered was different. It was different. The objectives might be the same, right? It might be like clear the room or hold off the room for 4 turns, 5 turns, right? But each room was built so differently that it never felt like it was just a reused level. It never felt like the devs just ran out of ideas. Sorry about that, my throat, I don't know what's going on. Ran out of ideas, and they were just like trying to fill in the space, right? It was different. It was always different. And I loved it. I love it. Story-wise, incredible. Characters were honestly incredible. Each of them, their personalities, their storytelling, their weaknesses, their fears, incredible. Abilities, Each of them unique. I never had any. I was never bored with any of them. It was just amazing, right? And I really do think this is where the game just shines. This game was put with love. The devs really, really put so much time and love into this game that it shows. The quality of this game is incredible. This is a small indie game, but I would honestly rival this game to like a a triple A studio, right? I've played tactical games, right? One of my other favorite ones is Battle Sector from Warhammer. I loved it. And personally, I'm not controlling armies or units like in that game, but personally, Tactical Breach Wizards is better than Battle Sector. It's just much, much better. And that game, that studio had it had the budget to do a lot of things. These guys were limited, and the quality of this game is just incredible. It truly is incredible. Yes, it's simplistic in certain terms, right? But what they give you, they just mastered that simplicity, right? They mastered it to the T, and honestly, it's just incredible. I know I keep saying this. I know I'm just like, it sounds like I'm just sucking the D out of these devs and the game, and I kind of am. It's because it's just, wow, this is the first game in recent memory that I've played that I'm going to give it an incredible score of 9 out of 10. The reason it's not perfect, it's not that 10 out of 10, it's because there are some things which are not completely, how can I say, aren't completely, it's not that not complete, they're just certain sectors that I wish, certain aspects of the game they would have done a little bit better. That being like, what could they improve? What's a negative of this game? That sometimes the thinking outside the box, they took it to the extreme. To the extreme. It could be I'm just stupid and there are smarter people there that could solve some of these puzzles very easily. But when you see the Let's Play, sometimes it's very, very, very difficult just because you don't have the perks. But once you get those perks and you go back to those levels, they become easier. So I kind of felt that at some point it was more or less like, it became very difficult just because they kind of introduced this, or you kind of did not level up certain perks that you were supposed to. So it kind of feels like that sometimes, but all the levels are completely like doable. None of it's actually going to be, impossible to solve. I beat it, but yeah, there were some levels where I kind of said, yeah, I should have probably leveled up this and not this, but neither here nor there. It's still an incredible game, guys. Try it out. It's just incredible, right? It's good quality. The story is amazing. Gameplay is amazing. Very interactive. Makes you think outside the box. Each character is unique. It's just wow. The story is what, made me fall in love with it. It really did. It really, really, really did. So definitely give it a shot. I give it a 9 out of 10. A true gamer review. See you guys later. Remember to leave a like and subscribe.